Congratulations on making the decision to purchase a home. I know this is a very important milestone in your life. And right now, you're probably thinking about the type of home that you want to live in, the neighborhood where you want to reside, and you're probably already thinking about that great feeling you're going to have in your new space. But at the same time, I also understand how overwhelming it can be if you're not properly prepared. And that's where I come in. You see, I'm here to assist you on your home buying journey, to be your guide and to be your counsel throughout the entire process. And I can tell you, it involves a lot more than just looking at properties for sale and writing purchase contracts. Purchasing a home is likely one of the largest financial transactions that you'll ever make. And it's my goal to make it a positive and enjoyable experience for you. Now, there will be challenges that arise throughout the process. That's just the nature of the business. But it's how those challenges are handled that makes the difference. And I can tell you that I'll be working tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure things go as smoothly as possible. Choosing the right real estate professional is crucial. You want somebody who communicates well, who listens, and who truly understands your needs. Now, while there are thousands of real estate agents in Calgary alone, not every one of them is the right fit for you. Allow me to introduce myself. I've been a real estate professional since 2010, and I've assisted buyers and sellers with single detached homes, semi-detached homes, townhomes, and apartment condominiums, not to mention land sales. Now, I've also had experience as a residential property manager, which gives me the unique ability to understand real estate as an investment tool. Now, I hold the credentials as a master certified negotiation expert in real estate and as a certified condominium specialist. And all of this gives me the ability to effectively assist buyers and sellers in their real estate transactions. I consider every client I work with to be a friend, and I'm here to hold your hand throughout the entire process and at every turn. Now, to me, communication is key in every relationship, and it's the basis of having a relationship of openness and honesty. And understand that it needs to go both ways in real estate to ensure a successful transaction. I take my relationship with you very seriously, and it's my goal to ensure that you're happy with your purchase. Now let's talk about the important stuff, contracts. You see, in Alberta, we're required to go through the Consumer Relationships Guide and the Buyer Brokerage Agreement with you to ensure complete transparency and so you know your rights throughout the entire process. So we'll sit down and we'll talk about each of these pieces of paperwork, going through it point by point to ensure that you're properly protected and to ensure everybody knows the role that they're supposed to play and the type of agency agreement that's available to you. Now, by signing these pieces of paperwork, it's also how you hire me, so you allow me to help protect you throughout the process and to find you a great home. So one of my first duties as your realtor is going to be to ensure you have a mortgage pre-approval in place and a proper mortgage pre-approval. So imagine this. Let's say we go out, we look at homes. You haven't got that mortgage pre-approval, but you think you can afford in that $800,000 to $900,000 range. And we find one closer to that $900,000 range and you fall in love with it. We go through the contract, we put the financing condition in, and we find out that, well, you can't afford that home. Maybe your affordability ends in the $700,000 range. Imagine what an incredible waste of time that would be to you, to me, and to the seller whose home you made that offer on. Not only that, imagine the immense disappointment that you'll feel because you can't have that home. And now you'll be comparing other homes of lesser value to that other higher priced home, which is higher priced for a reason. So we want to avoid that situation. We want to ensure you know exactly what you can afford. And when you know what you can afford, and sellers will often ask if you are actually pre-approved for a mortgage, because if you are, they will take your contract far more seriously. Now, if you need a referral to a mortgage professional that can assist you, I'm more than happy to help you with that because I have several people that I could refer you to, and that's part of the service that I provide. So now's the fun part. Now that we know what you can spend, now I will curate a tailored search specific to your wants and needs, and I'll send you property listings that are available for sale. Once you find some that you like, we'll go out and look at them. Now, do you remember earlier when I said I take my relationship with you very seriously? Part of that means I'm going to be completely honest with you because, again, that's one of the pillars of my business. So while we're looking at homes, I'm not merely going to be a yes man. I'm not a salesman telling you, yes, you should buy it, you should buy it. That's not how I operate because I want you to be happy and I want to protect you properly. So yes, I'll be walking through the property with you and I'll be pointing out some pros of the property, all the things I like about it. But I'm not going to hold back from pointing out the negatives of the property, things that I'm concerned about, or things that you need to think about if you're considering putting an offer on that home. So once you've found a property, now it's time to sit down and draft an offer. And there's much for us to discuss when we're drafting that offer. First and foremost, we want to ensure that we're putting conditions into the contract so that we can properly protect you to ensure your due diligence is being completed. So things like a home inspection. You also want a financing condition to ensure your lender thinks that the property is a good place for you to buy. And there may be some other conditions that we're putting in the contract to protect you depending on the type of property you're purchasing or the certain circumstances of that sale. Now, we're also going to look at the deposit, how much you should put down on that type of property, because a deposit is required to go with the purchase contract. And we're also going to discuss a possession date that works for you and your family. And yes, we're going to be discussing the price. The price is very important, and we're going to look at the market conditions in the market at that time so that we can understand how quickly homes are selling or what the demand is, what our bargaining position is for you. We're going to discuss how long that particular property has been on the market. We're going to look to see if there have been any price reductions and when those occurred. And we're also going to look at what other similar homes in the neighborhood have sold for recently so that we can draft a good offer for you and your family. Now, while the seller sets the asking price, it's actually the buyer that sets the purchase price. Now, I act as a sort of conductor to ensure that all the professionals that we require throughout the process of doing your due diligence on the accepted contract by the seller is getting done. So we're going to have other third-party professionals to assist. And who are these people? Well, they could be a home inspector. They might be a condominium document review specialist. It's going to be your lender or your mortgage broker. And it's also going to be a real estate lawyer. And if you need referrals to these people, my referrals run deep. And I have tried and true professionals that work in these industries with great customer service to assist you. Each of these individuals plays a crucial role in your transaction. And it's my job as your realtor to drive that transaction because the contract will expire in a few days if we don't get our conditions met. So we want to make sure that we're moving forward to get you protected, but also doing so in a timely manner. Now, sometimes in doing our due diligence on a property, we find out that maybe this isn't such a good home for you and your family to purchase. And that's fine. So we don't move forward with the purchase. You get your deposit back and we continue moving forward to look at other homes. And don't get discouraged. This happens from time to time, but this is why you have a real estate professional to protect you, to ensure that you're protected, to ensure that you're making a good purchase on a good property. And we will find the right one. I am dedicated to you and your family to find you the right home for you and your family, no matter how long it takes. It's the nature of the job, and it's one that I accept willingly because I love working with people and their families. I want you to be a raving fan, so happy that you're going to tell your friends about me and that you're going to refer me to the people that you know because of the great job I've done for you. Now, real estate has a lot of moving parts, and I haven't even come close to explaining everything that happens when I work with you as a buyer. But I think I've given you a good baseline as to what to expect moving forward throughout the buying process, and at the same time, what to expect when you work with me. And I do hope you give me the opportunity to sit down with you and to meet with you so that I can assist you moving forward, because I love to put great people in great homes.